Welcome, everybody, to the Publisher Roundup with publisher Matt Joudrey and Dani Arieli, our marketing and publicity specialist. Hey,
Hello.
Danny.
Hey, Matt.
Today, hey, Danny, what are we talking about today?
Hey, we're going to be talking about our submissions guidelines.
There we go. Okay. This is a great topic for both established and aspiring authors alike. And it's something that I've wanted to talk about for quite some time, simply because the publishing process, for the most peeking behind the curtain, as it were, is not so easy to understand for authors and artists. And of course, at Bay Press has very specific publishing guidelines that we expect um, to be met. And our publishing guidelines can be found on our website under our submissions tab. One of the things that At Bay Press did a couple of years ago now, well, I should say like probably 4 years ago, um, just before a little longer than that. Now I'm thinking the pandemic was 4 years ago, so 5 years ago. Yeah, so we launched a new digital submissions platform in partnership with a company called Submit. And the idea behind this was that we wanted to remove the costs associated with authors submitting their books to at Bay Press. And it was quite costly to create a book. First, write it, then print out 300 pages, pack it up, drive down to the post office or bike down or walk down to the post office and then ship it off and the cost of shipping, and then wait from 6 to 12 months to receive a response back was both onerous and costly to the authors. We decided to create candid. In doing that, um, we've opened the door for a seamless submissions process in that when you submit your book, you get a notice back from CanSubmit that we've received it. Then when we open up the book and we begin to work on it, you get another notice that says it's being worked on. In addition to this, it removes both cost and worry. Did the print manuscript get lost in the mail because I haven't heard from the publisher in 8 months? So this allows you to know, one, we've received your manuscript. Two, there's no cost involved. You do have to create an account, and that's pretty straightforward. I think it'd be about as easy as creating an email account with Gmail. So similar to that. And of course, we expect that you'll follow our submission guidelines letter. Now, sometimes people have some very unique questions in regards to, what we will not accept. And you can send us an email to our general inbox at baypress@gmail.com and find out the, those questions, and we will respond. Um, One of the really big things is worthwhile noting is that you submit to a publisher, and at this is no different. We are a literary publishing house. We do have high standards. Um, you take all the risk, of course, when we publish a book. We want to mitigate that risk with an exceptional submission. And one of the things that I think is really important when you submit to App A Press is that you know that it's like applying for a job. We expect you to have all of the materials that we've requested. We want the completed manuscript. We want it laid out in the format that we've asked for. We want it to be a Word document if it's literary fiction, like a text novel or a collection of poetry or a graphic novel. We would like to see it in a PDF format. The other thing is that we want you to submit a cover letter and an author slash artist CV. And we would love it if you were able to go quite a bit deeper and tell us what you think the market is for your book, and that you know what we publish. Danny, there are so many books we've received over the last number of years, like for instance, that are
Yeah.
children's books, and we don't
Yes.
publish
Yeah.
children's,
Nope.
right? And what a waste of time for that author who just
Yeah.
really did not read our. submission guidelines
Yeah,
and submitted a book that we're never going to at.
exactly.
Now, if you do all of the work and you know exactly the type of book that we're after, we will always make sure that we take a look at it and give the book its fair assessment. And our acquisition readers, and then our editor will that manuscript, and it will have a shot at potential publication. There are no guarantees. We are extremely selective. We get now about 150 new submissions a month through Can Submit, and we publish between 20 to 23 new books a year. So it gives you an idea how competitive and how selective the submissions process is.
Mm.
Danny, is there any questions you can think of that I haven't answered?
Honestly, I just want to reiterate just how important obviously it is to read the guidelines because I remember there were a few submissions that I saw like relatively recently and they were so like well written, but unfortunately they'd only sent like the first chapter or so and I was like, well, we can't, take this on because it says in the submission like you need to submit the full thing. So it's really unfortunate when people don't read the guidelines, especially if the writing is immaculate. So I just really want to place a strong emphasis on how important it is to really go through every single line to make sure you're really hitting every category there. So yeah,
I'm glad you I'm glad you like forced that point home because
yeah,
as you said, you know, we like to see something that's completed. We need to know
yeah,
working with a completely finished, fully formulated, fully formed project.
yeah,
And yeah, that's a really good point. I think the last thing is be professional.
yes,
You're to a professional company. We expect you to be professional. You can expect that we're professional in return, and that's sort of the respondents looking for with you. So your best foot forward. Don't send us your mediocre work. Send us your best work. Um, you know, make sure that that work clean as it possibly can be, and it looks as professional as it can be. And your package should reflect that as well. Think of it as applying for your career job,
mhm,
because that's exactly what we're hoping to work with you on.
exactly.
Danny, I'm sure that a post like this is going to have more questions pop up,
Hmm.
and it might be fun for us to do a follow-up, and try to answer people's questions. So what I'm going to say is at this point now, our next publisher roundup, let's try to shoot for answering as many incoming questions that people have. Great questions. Um, next publisher roundup about the submissions process and about getting published.
Yeah, no, we'd love to hear everyone's questions because we're here to answer them. That's what these roundups are for.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, Danny, as always, a pleasure to see you. Thanks for taking the time to do this. I
of
really hope it
course.
helps people out there better understand a little bit of what our publishing process is and how to submit. And of course, stay tuned for the next publisher roundup because we'll answer your questions.
Yeah, lovely. It was lovely seeing everyone. So thanks for tuning in and until next month.
Okay. Bye for now, Danny.
Bye.